Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. I'm just going to go ahead and make a prediction right off the beginning of this video and say that the summer of 2026 is going to be the greatest summer ever witnessed for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I am so excited to be a part of it with each and every one of you. Because no matter who we are, we all have a story when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, told and represented through our favorite character, who may have came in the form of Ruby Rose Turner, or Kylie Cantrell, or Malia Baker. Whoever your favorite character is, we've all had them, and we've all felt connected to this story. We've all felt as if we were a part of something special, at least for the first time ever in our lives. That's what Descendants of Zombies presented us with, and gave us the chance to be a part of. And I have felt more than honored to be a part of this with each and every one of you. So why should this story ever have to be over? Why are we being offered so much discouragement when it comes to other critics who review Descendants of Zombies every night on their YouTube channel? If you have a YouTube channel dedicated and honoring Descendants of Zombies, that is exactly what you should do. That's precisely what you should do, is honor Descendants of Zombies and how far they've come in such a short amount of time with these franchises, and how these stars have brought it to life. They have sacrificed a great deal, they have endured so much, and I think they deserve far more respect than they are ever shown. Now the fans, on the other hand, on the other side of the spectrum and the other side of the conversation, love Descendants of Zombies with all of their heart. And that's something I quickly realized and had a tremendous respect for, was how much you guys love this franchise. All you guys have ever wanted is somebody to show up on YouTube and say something nice about your favorite stars, to offer them encouragement and to offer you encouragement, to give you something to believe in for the future of Descendants of Zombies. We are already talking about video game deals for Fortnite, new toy deals happening in late 2026, 2027. That's going to be so cool when you see these new Descendants dolls dropping from the new cast, because there's always an opportunity to broaden somebody's horizons, to expand on their imagination. And ever since we saw Descendants of Zombies for the first time ever, that's exactly what happened. Our imaginations got the better of us. They started running wild. Now, I know that sounds reminiscent of Hulk Hogan and how Hulkamania ran wild from at least 1985 up until 2006. But the thing is, our imaginations really ran wild, and we really believed in something so special, and we all wanted to be a part of it. Events like the Worlds Collide Tour, the Stars Align World Tour for Freya Sky, which has seen tremendous success. She's headed overseas to the United Kingdom, and having the chance to return home to perform in front of her home country at just 16 years old, going to be turning 17 in October. What a huge honor. And how can you not be supportive of Freya Sky? How can you not help but love this, what's happening for Freya? Freya is having so much happen for her at such a young age. And the one thing that I have always appreciated about Freya was that she's so young, but yet she's writing such beautiful music. Music that has undeniably, without a doubt, touched each and every one of our hearts. Because no matter who we were, we all took something special away from her music and her music videos that coincided with her presentation. Songs like The Person I Thought I Knew, Gold's Gone, Can't Fake It, Why'd You Have to Call? Beautiful songs. Just about 2.5 weeks ago, I caught the premiere of Freya Sky's new EP, Stardust, and I couldn't help but say nice things about it. I wanted to be a part of something special, and I wanted to give something special back to every Freya Sky fan. Because once you win the hearts of every Freya Sky fan out there, oh man, do you ever have something to be appreciative of. Because the Freya Sky fans will forever and always love you. Their love for you is unconditional. And they've been with me from the very first video I ever uploaded about Freya. Because they said, hey, this Jonathan Clarke guy is cool. At least he's saying something nice about Freya and giving her the benefit of the doubt, giving her a chance. Because anyone who's ever been involved in this industry, which is very hard to make a name for yourself within, just wants to be given a chance. Just wants to have a chance to make a name for themselves, and that is exactly what Freya is doing. And I say more power to her. If she wants to get in the Batmobile and drive the Batmobile from here to Kingdom Come, then I support that for Freya. Because the way it is you only have so many chances in life to really make a name for yourself and to leave a reputation and a legacy behind. And that's exactly what Freya Sky has had the chance to do. Leave a reputation and to leave her mark behind and leave a mark on this industry, which will forever be eternal. I mean, if Taylor Swift can come from out of nowhere and be praised with revenue standing at $1.6 billion, and so too can Freya Sky. In 20 years from now, I would love to be having these conversations about Freya, so too would I love to be having them about Kylie Cantrell. Because I think, from my perspective, Kylie Cantrell is the strongest person that I've ever seen in my life. I have so much respect for Kylie Cantrell, everything the girl's endured, professional, constructive criticism, what have you. She's endured it. And we've heard so many ridiculous rumors about why she's apparently not going to reportedly be a part of the Worlds Collide Tour. I think if we actually give her a chance, Kylie Cantrell is going to exceed the expectations of every critic that she may have ever had. And she's had many of them. But she was very thick-skinned. She developed a stronger skin. She joined a gym. She got in shape for her role in Descendants. She got in shape for her role for High School Musical, the musical, the series. And she's been lifting weights all the time. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for how she actually metamorphosized into a stronger person. So too do I have so much respect for Freya Sky. And if I was ever going to be a part of these conversations at all and have anything to do with your favorite stars, it was going to have to be something nice. Because I think there are far more YouTube creators out there who could say something nice about Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky. They've just never wanted to give you guys much of a chance for a future about Descendants of Zombies. And believe you me, I've been on YouTube ever since April of 2005, and I've heard and I've seen it all when it comes to your favorite stars and your favorite franchises, which you guys have emphatically represented through the years. I remember years ago when the Hannah Montana jackets were first released by Disney and everybody wanted them. Everybody was crazy. Everybody was going to Walmart and the local Targets. They were trying to buy up the Hannah Montana jackets. You couldn't wait to get your hand on your favorite Hannah Montana jacket. There were thousands, if never millions, of them sold. And now people want the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour hoodies. People want all the merch that goes with it. And I have this to say to each and every one of you. If you're passionate about the Descendants of Zombies merch, you should continue on following your passions, because that's your legacy that you're going to leave behind. Because no matter who we are, we all have a story. And we just want to have the chance to have our story heard and to be put out there in ways that we never imagined possible. I would love to see Kylie Cantrell write a novel or a book in the future, because I think Kylie Cantrell has so much of a beautiful story to be told. She's always doing covers of Taylor Swift songs and her favorite artists, and I've often appreciated that about Kylie, but the thing is, I've always wanted to hear Kylie Cantrell's own music and her own perspective. Because you can perform as many covers as you want, as beautiful as they are. But when you have the chance to actually write your own music and put your own self out there on an EP, there is no greater opportunity in the world. I remember when Kylie Cantrell was so appreciative of dropping her EP goodie bag, which is celebrating its 1-year anniversary since its release. It's gotten millions of downloads. And over 750,000 people feel the same way. So there is an army of Kylie Cantrell fans, her cuties as she's often referred to them as, standing behind her, and your guys' love and support is so phenomenal. It's incredible. I have never witnessed anything like this in my life, and I doubt I ever will again. Descendants of Zombies pretty much is my last hurrah, because if I'm going down, I'm going down in a blaze of glory, and there is no better way to go down than with the love and support of Descendants of Zombies fans, because when you have them, your dreams are forever possible. When you have the love and support of every fan of Descendants of Zombies and Freya Sky standing behind you, there's nothing that you can't achieve. Do you guys think that I ever imagined this YouTube channel would be the #1 Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time for its conversations and the way it's emphatically represented itself through the years? No, I didn't. But as time passed, I quickly realized that the appreciation, this profound level of appreciation that you receive from fans of Descendants of Zombies is unlike anything that you could ever have the honor of experiencing. And I've experienced seeing your favorite stars metamorphosize into these incredibly stronger people than what they were probably 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, nobody ever took them seriously. I saw something special in them, but I knew that critics weren't really taking them seriously. They were more concerned about the new Marvel projects, like what was going to happen in the new Spider-Man movies. I remember back in 2016, 2017, when Tom Holland took over the role of Spider-Man, and everybody was giving him an instrumental amount of praise. Nobody wanted to focus on anything else, only the new Spider-Man movies, and of course Spider-Man had to take on the Lizard, and then by the next one it was Mysterio. Everybody was giving the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man So Far Away From Home, so much unbelievable praise. Nobody ever wanted to focus on what was happening on Disney Channel. It was all about the Marvel projects. When Marvel was first acquisited by Disney, it was a huge thing, both Marvel and Star Wars. And they're still receiving a significant amount of praise because of their rarity. And I think that Descendants of Zombies can get to that point where we could be made all true believers out of it. Could get to the point where it could go down in history for being the most celebrated franchise in the history of Disney Channel. You know, forever, that comparison will be made between Hannah Montana and Descendants of Zombies. But I think that however many comparisons we make between Hannah Montana and Descendants of Zombies, hands down, with 6.7 million people having watched Descendants of Rise of Red within the first 3 days, that shows just how popular this franchise has become in this generation. We've all felt a part of something special. We've all believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of our heart. So because we believed in it with all of our heart, that gives us more encouragement than ever before to believe in a future, because indeed there is a future forthcoming for Descendants of Zombies. There are going to be more live performance opportunities, more chances to sell merchandise, more chances to receive exposure. Because one way of looking at it is that these girls are falling asleep on tour buses, but the other way of looking at it is that they're having such phenomenal success because of each and every one of you seeing through your eyes, because you guys are what makes Descendants of Zombies happen. You guys are the ones who believe in it with all of your heart. And for some reason, for some crazy reason, I seem to be the only reviewer on YouTube who gives it the benefit of the doubt, who sees the same way that you do about Descendants of Zombies, and I see so much praise. I see so much credit being deserved for these stars. Because I think that one way of looking at it is, okay, we can choose to come on here and we can choose to criticize Descendants of Zombies without ever giving it much of a chance. But as long as you believe in it, you can make believers out of everybody else. I know that there are very different people in this world who feel very differently about Descendants of Zombies, who can forever pose the argument of how, okay, we've seen enough about Descendants of Zombies, we need to move on. We have to have new franchises, new concepts premiere, like Hoppers coming out on March 6th. But Hoppers is a long way away from ever achieving the success, the level of respect that Descendants of Zombies has. Because when you forever idolize a character like Red, it makes you a stronger person. It makes you believe in yourself more than ever before. Who else stands in a category of their own, with the exception of Freya Sky, who is an idol, who is perceived as a hero? Because once you're perceived as a hero, for every hero presents the opportunity for somebody to feel inspired. I think that inspiring millions of people the way that Kylie Control and Freya Sky have is something that is truly undeniable. And when people are buying the red dolls, over 7 million units of Descendants of Zombies dolls were sold within the last 2 years, within the last quarter period. That's amazing. And now we're talking about new toy deals surfing in late 2026, early 2027. Full steam ahead. Let's push this one full steam ahead and see how far we can go along the railroad tracks. Because there's an old story called The Engine That Could, The Little Engine That Could. And no matter how hard he tried, he could never make it up that mountain. But eventually one day he got out of his little shed and he drove up that mountain and he got up to the top of it. I never forgot that children's book. The thing is, everybody thought that he couldn't do it, but he did. He got up to the top of the mountain. So why can't Descendants of Zombies get up to the top of that mountain and forever stay up there? Because I think it deserves to be on a pedestal that it never deserves to come down off of. It needs to go down in history for being the greatest of all time. And if I'm sitting here still having conversations with you guys 20 years from now about how they should go down in history for being a Hall of Fame inductee and have their own Hollywood Star Walk of Fame on the Walk of Fame, that is something I will forever push for. Because the one thing that I am going to ensure is that the legacies of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars last forever and always, have a chance of achieving eternity. Because once you achieve eternity in this industry, from within this industry, which is a very difficult industry to achieve eternity from, then you've truly got something to be grateful for. I think every director has contributed so much to this franchise. Kenny Ortega for the original trilogy, and ever since, I think we've seen the director's chair for Descendants of Zombies become a revolving door because they want to move on from it. They want to pursue other projects. I get that. But even if they want to move on from it, the stars and the producers likewise want to move on from this. You can't help but have a tremendous amount of respect for how they want to pursue other projects. They want to promote their albums independently, which is forever a constant struggle. For those of you who don't know this, it is forever a constant struggle, take it from somebody who knows, to promote your album independently. People are always calling you, being a radio show, saying, what can you do to promote my album? I have forever pushed play for premiere singles on the radio. I've been pushing play for over 30 years. And even though my time in radio eventually came to its end, I eventually became one of the most successful and honored and celebrated YouTubers for how I could tell stories. Because that's where my greater passion always lied. I always wanted to tell a story for what it was worth. I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt and tell it like it was. I tell you how I feel about it and how I see it. And how I see it is these stars have come so far in such a short amount of time. And I think that everybody is a critic. Everybody seems to be a critic. But the love and support that Descendants of Zombies Forever has received comes from fans. Comes from that one girl who forever will watch your video because she knows that you're going to say something nice about their favorite stars to the death. And as long as you say something nice about their favorite stars to the death, and give them more of a reason and offer them encouragement to believe in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart, that's all that girl ever asks for, is that you say something nice about that star she idolizes, that she sees a hero within. Because I know what it's like to see a hero within somebody. I was a fan of wrestling for years, and I thought Shawn Michaels was the greatest wrestler of all time. Nobody could ever outperform Shawn Michaels in a big match situation. Do you know how many times I was made fun of because I was a Shawn Michaels fan? But the thing was, every single time Shawn Michaels outshined his critics, and he would outperform everybody in big match situations. I did it because I saw a hero in Shawn Michaels. I saw something special in cartoons like Bluey and SpongeBob SquarePants, pretty much like Meg Donnelly many years later. And whatever franchises I had the opportunity to feel very passionate about and really put myself out there because of, and forever and always love and support, I did it because I knew somewhere out there in this really big universe, even with how big this universe seems to be on times, there was always somebody who wants to hear something special and something really nice about their favorite stars. I love the creative process. I love character development. I love seeing what characters they will develop. And even though the landscape of Disney and Descendants of Zombies and Camp Rock even has drastically changed over the last decade, pretty much 20 years when you talk about Camp Rock, because Camp Rock first premiered in September of 2006, I do believe. I could be inaccurate on that date, and I do apologize for that, but I believe the release of Camp Rock happened in September of 2006, so that was halfway, past the halfway point of 2006, but I remember how it was celebrated, how it was honored, how Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas really had the chance to come into their own. And now we're seeing the same thing happen with crossover opportunities for Descendants of Zombies happening at the expense of Camp Rock, so why not seize it? This is an opportunity we can seize. We can relive our memories of being a fan of the original Camp Rock cast and this new cast coming into the fold to try to make names for themselves, and how we help them make names for themselves is believe in them more than ever before. We offer encouragement, and I have felt more than honored to have the chance to be a part of that, to be a part of something special with each and every one of you, and to experience Descendants of Zombies from my perspective, and to have shared my perspective with thousands of people who love this YouTube channel with all their heart. I will never know the reason why this has become everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, but it most certainly has. So I would like to take this opportunity, even with how big this universe seems to be on times, from wherever you're hearing my voice or watching this video this afternoon, thank you so much for having believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart, and thank you so much for being with me from the very beginning and really having put up with me, putting up with this loser who collects Disney Descendants stuffies and puts them on display for the entire world to see, because I've often said that you should never be afraid to let the world know how passionate you are about collecting Disney stuffies or talking about your favorite characters or your favorite moments that have brought you to that definitive moment where you realize that you wanted to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies more than anything else in the world, because we all got to that point. I mean, we can never deny that. We all got to a point where we just wanted to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies because we thought Descendants of Zombies was cool. We all had that one friend who was even crazier about Descendants of Zombies than what we are. Don't tell me, because I know there are people out there who are forever passionate about Descendants of Zombies, and if you have ever felt passionate about Descendants of Zombies, I would love for you to subscribe. I would love for you to share your story with the world, the same way that I did, the same way that countless people before me had the chance to. But for some reason, this YouTube channel has surpassed their YouTube channel. We just recently beat out the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, with more subscribers having been seen on this YouTube channel than ever before. Thank you to all the new subscribers. If you're somebody new here, welcome in. I love having you a part of these conversations, and I look forward to having you a part of these conversations for many years to come, because there's still so much of a story to explore. There's still so much of a story to experience. And as long as we have a chance to experience the story for what it's worth, I think it's an opportunity we should really seize and really take full advantage of. I have felt more than honored to have been a part of this story with each and every one of you, and to have offered something special to this story, because if you can't offer something special to this story and give somebody a reason to believe in this story more than ever before, then your video's purpose is pretty much defeated. I've loved having a chance to be a part of this. I've loved having a chance to share in these opportunities with each and every one of you, and I look forward to having many more opportunities to showcase our passion for Descendants of Zombies from many more videos that are going to be created here. Thank you so much for having believed in this YouTube channel from the very beginning, and thank you so much for being with me and supporting me from the very beginning, because I never imagined this YouTube channel would have gone on to achieve so much success and so much unprecedented success, having everything to do with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for for allowing Descendants of Zombies to have had a special place in your heart forever and always, because I know that I could have never done this. None of this would have ever been made possible if not for each and every one of you and believing in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart. Thank you so much for having believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart. We're going to have a new conversation uploaded to this YouTube channel just after sunset tonight. I will return, and I'm looking forward to sharing my opinions on Descendants of Zombies and all things related to it just after sunset tonight, which is a conversation I hope you can join me for. Thank you so much from wherever you're watching this video or from wherever you hear my voice this afternoon. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. There are more great videos where this one came from, so watch for those videos to drop in the YouTube channel archives. Thank you so much for ever and always having a very special place in your heart, forever and always reserved for Descendants of Zombies. And thank you so much from my heart to yours for having watched this video.